Okay, it's time to cut. What? That's right. That's right.
This is 3 Count Commentaries. Welcome. It's your boy MagMongoSlade. This banner that I seen, this thing, it's cringe, dog. All right. For those of you who might be listening and you're not looking at the screen, please look at the screen. You're going to have a row of professional wrestlers, quote unquote, all in their underwear, different body shapes, different body sizes, saying this is what a professional wrestler looks like. And of course, a bunch of they thems, a bunch of he hims, she hers, in their skivvies. Some of them are fat. You know, they got rainbow flags everywhere. Like I checked the picture. I don't know who any of these people are other than Jordan Grace. And I just looked at this thing and I was just kind of like, dog. Like, really? This is the look, the wrestling business ain't always full of models, right? It's not always models and buff dudes. You know, there was years and years of, you know, Dick Murdochs and Dusty Roses and, some average body typed people. So I don't understand where they're going with this. I know it's another part of this whole body positivity movement. That's, it's big in wrestling these days. People who feel like, oh, I'm healthy at every size. There's nothing wrong with my body type. There's nothing wrong with me. And look, if you're comfortable with yourself, that's cool. You should always be comfortable with yourself, as comfortable as you want. It ain't got shit to do with me, though. If I'm uncomfortable with the shit, I don't want to watch it. I'm not going to watch you. And that's really what I want to discuss. I don't care what these people think about themselves. They can think about themselves whatever they want. The issue is trying to force that shit onto the fan base. People who flatly have rejected that type of shit. Like, the reason why we don't really have too many more Dusty Rhodes is because people don't like that shit, right? It's like people don't really attach themselves to that. Like, Dusty was a special case because he has so much charisma, right? And people like that usually have to overcome, or they have to be in some way monstrous, like Kamala or Yokozuna, or scary like Bam Bam Bigelow and Vader. Otherwise, if you look weird, people are not going to take you seriously as a wrestler. And that could be either being stupid fat, like Mantar and Bastion Booger, or being stupid skinny, like James Ellsworth, being super fucking small, like Hornswoggle, being freakishly large, like Lars Sullivan, or the Giant Gonzalez. But you can be any and everything. And pro wrestlers have come in all shapes and sizes that we know of. We can name people with weird body shapes, men with thunder thighs, guys with bitch tits like Simon Grimm, and The Rock even had bitch tits at one point. These types of things, they happen. People have different body types. And we as fans have either come to accept it, or we politely ask that you cover it up. But then again, you're also on TV. Most of these people are not on TV. That's how I know who Jordan Grace is, because she's on TV. The rest of them I've never seen before. So they're not on TV, so they don't have to worry about this type of stuff. But when you're on TV, it's different, right? You're talking about aesthetics. How do you come across on TV? Do you come across as being somebody that people are willing to invest time and energy in, or do you come across as being repulsive? And this spins out of, several weeks ago. Get back in the Wayback Machine. Several weeks ago, there were people dissing women's wrestlers because they were saying women's wrestlers want to be taken seriously, yet they always taking bikini pictures and stuff. And so these women's wrestlers started taking pictures of like busted noses and bikini pictures. And they would say, oh, women's wrestling, get you a woman that could do both, and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, whatever. I saw that Mia Yim and like Naomi and a bunch of other people. I think even Gail Kim got involved with it. It was over the top. And it kind of spins out of that whole thing, that people kind of, we started having all these female wrestlers And if you can see, the field is mostly female. So when you see this kind of stuff, you started getting on this body positivity shit, right? And it's always about self-esteem, not about self-control, not about responsibility. You know, like it's you are an investment to whoever you work for, right? Even if that working relationship was only for one night, you have to invest in yourself. You know, if you're just going to be, I'm pretty sure, I think one of these chicks, probably one of the fat black ones, she does like a highly sexualized gimmick where she like twerks and does a bunch of other shit. It's like she does that stuff for humor. Like, do you really feel sexy, or is it just a fucking joke, right? Like, we just gonna laugh at the sassy black Aunt Jemima, who twerking in the middle of the ring. Like, I don't know what her name is, but I've seen her do these videos before because I remember seeing her face, and I've seen I think I've seen her face on Twitter somewhere. You have to ask that question, like, are you going to invest in yourself, or are we supposed to sit back and laugh at you? Because then when people say like, oh well, they treat wrestlers like trained monkeys, it's like look at how they act. If you want to be treated like a professional athlete, you have to act like a professional fucking athlete, which means you got to get in the fucking gym. And sometimes getting in the gym means that you look different. Not everybody's going to be Drew McIntyre. Not everybody's going to be, even what's the little guy from the Dark Order? Fuck it, whatever his name is. But not everybody's going to be a muscular guy like that. Not everybody's going to be cut up like Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill. It's not going to work. But people are always going to be look at you and see if you take yourself seriously. And if you taking pictures like, this is what professional wrestling looks like, and people don't look at you like you don't take yourself seriously. Like you can't be serious. If you're trying to force this idea upon us, you don't take it seriously. Take it seriously. Get in the fucking gym. And you can't talk to the fans and say, oh, the fans are fat. It's like, so what? They're fans. They're sitting in the fucking crowd. You want to get in the ring and be a wrestler, get in fucking shape. Right? That's the thing. People don't want to I don't want to be like, oh, well, at least you got in the ring. I mean, you're completely different. You're in the ring. It's like, no, you need to be in ring shape. Yes, a linebacker and offensive tackle can be a big dude, but he's in shape, right? He's gonna be a wider guy because that's just how his frame works. That's why I say people are gonna be more amenable to people being big. Like nobody ever said anything about Awesome Kong, a big black woman, right? Nobody had a problem with her. She worked it. She used it well. She was huge. She was strong. She was fierce. Everybody liked her work, because she used that big size. For starters, she covered it up and, in gear. And she was able to utilize her size in the same way that a smaller woman would. A smaller woman would use her body type too, use her size too. A tall woman uses her size too. A strong woman uses her size and strength. Using your body type to accentuate your character is perfectly fine. People are not going to always ask that you get into, you're a big black girl, but okay, well, we prefer if you can get into Alexa Bliss shape. It's like, that's asking for too much. You're never going to get that small, right? It's not going to happen. But people aren't asking you to do that. People are just asking you to hit the fucking gym and stop eating so many fucking donuts. If that's going to be too much for you, then fuck. Have a nice life. Call it a fucking day. Hang this shit up. Hang your boots over the goddamn telephone pole. It's over. Because you asking people to invest in you when you don't even invest in yourself. That's not what we want here. Even the fat dudes in the 70s and 80s had some type of stamina they could work, or they were expected to. But because we used to have standards, you couldn't even get in if you were some fat loser. Fat loser idiot jumps in the ring and tries to go 15 minutes with Ric Flair. You have a fucking heart attack. It's not going to happen. If you are a fat dude in the territories or a fat dude in the WWF, it was expected that you could still do however much time they gave you to do. Even Yoko. Yoko was on top. Yoko's matches wasn't 30 seconds. Bill Goldberg's were. And, look at the shape of the two of them. Yoko would go out there and work 15, 20 minutes. He had the stamina to do it. He had the style, and he was a big dude. He was an offensive tackle, an offensive lineman. So it's not about, this is what professional wrestling looks like. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. It's a straw man. You're trying to pull some body positivity shit. Fuck that. Get in shape. So let's go to the peanut gallery. Right under the picture where I found this shit. I'm not going to say where I found it. Doesn't matter. Let's see. Great message. I'm all for body positivity, but it sucks to see one man on there who is in incredible shape. And then somebody responded, that's what I was going to say. Women, all body types allowed. Dudes better be shredded. Somebody's catching on. Somebody's catching on. If this was all men with one totally fit woman, all the female wrestlers would be fired up and ready to cancel the photography or whatever put this together. True that. Wish there was thick boys repping us and dad bods. I don't want to be represented by thick boys and dad bods. Somebody says, have to agree. Whilst the sentiment is good, multiple body types for women, but only one ripped male for guys is missing the mark a bit. Somebody responded, I think this is the guy from the picture. Also me, I have represented multiple types of bodies along my journey and have loved myself every step of the way. And I think that's the message. Love the skin you're in because it's yours. Yeah, I'm sure. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see, women's wrestlers can have different bodies, but not men. And then somebody responded, when have fat guys ever had a problem getting a job in wrestling? And then somebody responded, but that's not the point. Why include a man at all if you aren't going to represent multiple male body types? Good point. Somebody responded, because he got body shamed when he was younger, so he requested to be in it. Again, when has different multiple body types ever been a problem for wrestling for men? And somebody responded, you're still missing the point. I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt because of her intent. But the final outcome of the work sends a very ignorant and unempathetic message to men. How can you deny that? Somebody responded, continuing to respond because they're not answering. Yes, I can deny that because women have been shamed and weren't hired if they didn't look like Michelle McCool for 25 years. That's not true. That is not true. That is not true. Okay? It ain't true. You had the Molly Holly era. You had Bull Nakano on the roster. You had Karma was brought in. Awesome Kong was brought in to be a star. China, for fuck's sake. I mean, come on, man. These people, see, when something is anti the narrative, it for some reason keeps finding its way under these goddamn rugs and into these goddamn broom closets, and people just keep trying to hide it. Like, what are you talking about? You're lying, bro. I know it is politically feasible that or it's politically convenient to say, oh, everybody had to look like Trish Stratus. Because I keep hearing that. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? China was before Trish Stratus. Back to the argument. Pretend you're a guy who's overweight and struggling with body issues. Think of what this photo would say to you about the body type that's acceptable for men. And then somebody says, if you worked hard enough, you still get that job in wrestling, even looking like that. Sure, you'd get heat, but it wouldn't have stopped you. Yes, it would. There have been guys that have not gotten jobs because they were too big. This guy doesn't know that much of anything. It says, somebody else responded, my only issue is the one guy who looks like a modern day Lex Luger. No offensive to either bloke, but they aren't winning Mr. Universe. They talking about guys, fat dudes. And then this same person keeps trying to respond to everybody, saying that, oh, it's about women. It's just about women. Shut up, you fool. That's the point. Somebody responded, the representation of males is off-putting. I can partially support the message, but we have to remember, It's not only women who can be plus size and wrestlers, being represented by only a jacked guy, but nothing for the small guys or the plus size guys is missing the mark. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But because this message is not for men. That's the thing. The message for men, this goes back to that old, what was that guy's name? Oh, fuck. Here's my thing. I talk about ideas, I don't talk about people. So I never remember stuff. I never remember names. So I'm trying to remember the name of this guy who says, it's what he says, women are human beings, men are human doings. In other words, women, they gain value just by existing, while a man has to actually do something. So the value of a man isn't in just existing. That it's called the male utility theory, that men only matter when they can actually provide and do something. So the idea is a man in great shape actually had to actively get into great shape. That's a man doing something. A woman can be fat and stupid, and you have to value her fat and stupid, right? Because asking her to do something, well, that's just affecting her self-esteem. Get the fuck out of here with that. Now, they're talking about who these people are. I have no idea. If somebody says, and not a Marco stunt or an Otis in there, body positivity, my foot. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. And then, oh boy, that was a good one. Hit him in the hurt locker. Somebody responded, can someone explain to me why most of the wrestlers pictured here are women of all shapes and sizes with one sized male? I feel like I'm missing the message. Oh, and then the same person keeps trying to respond to everybody who brings that up. And this has been pretty good. I like that people have bringing it up. My wife found watching wrestling over my shoulder a little distasteful until Beth Phoenix, because she saw someone, quote, more realistic, a little closer to her own body type. She saw the whole modern industry in a better light after that. What? Beth Phoenix? Beth Phoenix had to completely... Beth Phoenix's body type took a lot of work, a lot of effort. She was big and muscular. I probably wouldn't have been Beth Phoenix. Now, you probably would have said somebody a little bit more average. But Beth Phoenix was superhuman. Look at her shoulders and arms. Come on, man. She put some effort into that. Somebody put one ripped guy. This picture makes it seem like that body positivity is only for plump women, which it is. And then somebody says that's across the board. It ain't just wrestling. Absolutely. So we must accept women of all shapes and sizes, but only muscular men. Noted. They calling them out. Somebody is naming the people. I don't care who they are. Here's somebody. Think of the kids that will see this and be inspired to accept themselves the way they are. Adults too, body positivity all the way until the heart attacks and the strokes. Then it's going to be, oh, we got to lose weight, everybody. We got to take care of ourselves. We got to love ourselves. That's what Monique went through. That's what Missy Elliott went through. And everybody, they used to pull that body positivity shit way back in the 90s, right? Missy Elliott was supposed to be standing up for the big girls. And then she got hit with some health problems. She was like, oh, let me drop the 150 pounds on them. Monique, I'm fat and I'm proud and I'm loud. I'm a big old blah, 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 blah. Oh, wait a minute. You say I got diabetes? Oh, let me go ahead and shed all that weight off. These fat broads going to do the same thing. They're going to do the same shit. You know, this is the wrestling business. Most of these people ain't never been on TV, so they don't got to worry about it. But, you know, let's just be real. This is bullshit. So this is beautiful. Not everyone has to be a 6-footed bodybuilder or a hot in a bikini model. No, but it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt at all. I wouldn't want everybody to look like Drew McIntyre or Jade Cargill because that would be boring. But shit, you have to be in shape. You know, one of these broads, the only thing I've ever seen her do is do like twerks and shit. Like she doesn't even take herself seriously. So her being fat and stupid is what it is. Somebody responded, I don't think this message sends the message you think it does. That's true. And then somebody responds, "Where's Otis?" And then somebody posted a picture of Scott Steiner and said, "This is what a professional wrestler looks like." I don't know, man. Steiner, man, he was too jacked. He was entirely too jacked. Steiner was, Superman, but he looked obviously artificial, like the Ultimate Warrior. Like, I think guys are more like guys like big dudes. Like you saw the Brock guy. Like when Brock came back, there was a guy in the crowd. He's like, yeah. Like dudes get real amped up over that kind of shit. And I think Scott Steiner is one of those dudes who took it like to the next level, where he's got like his abs got abs, and he's like, come on, like, no way, you like a cartoon character. There's no way. So how many more of these things we got here? I think that's about it. That's about it. This is nonsense. What a nonsense picture. I'm glad to see a bunch of people calling them out. Thank you for, crushing the virtue signal. All the good people of the Peanut Gallery, I salute thee. Body positivity. Come on, man. Look, sure, not everybody's going to be the same size. You got to learn how to work with what you got. Some people are Yokozuna. Other people are Rocky Johnson. Some people are Leon Ruff. Leon Ruff will never be as big as Kamala or as jacked as Rocky Johnson. Not naturally. Doesn't mean that his body type can't still be good, right? You can still do what you can with your body type. There's never going to be any shame. And then this whole idea of, it's women. It's like women have had all types of different body types too. You had China and Awesome Kong and Bull Nakano and Bertha Faye. You've had fat women and short women, and you've had that. There was a time there where we had a lot of models on TV. Wasn't necessarily a great time, wasn't necessarily a bad time, And there's nothing wrong with wanting to put beautiful women on TV. That's what people want to see. That's been a big problem, is that we've been trying to put, Quasimodos on TV, try to make them feel good about themselves. Fuck your self-esteem. It's not about you. That's the thing. Like, it's not always about you. You're asking me to invest in this product. I want the best of the best, or at least what I can perceive to be the best of the best. I'm not really going to perceive some fat, chunky chick to be the best of the best. Now, if she's a big brute, like, Awesome Kong, or she's vicious like Aja Kong or something like that, then maybe I can buy into it. But you just being fat and trying to be like, I'm fat and I can do luchador stuff. I'm like, I'm not impressed. I don't care. Like the Calvin Tankmans and the Jacob Fatus, they're cool. They're big 300-pound guys who can do lucha stuff. They're light-footed. That's good. It's fine. But ultimately, I can watch them. I can enjoy it. I can enjoy it if a woman can do it. I would prefer not to. I would prefer not to watch them do it, if we're being honest. But, we got that problem. And obviously they just threw a man in there because why not? Because they didn't want to, the he, hims and the they, thems, it has to be inclusive, And of course, the one guy that's in it is, I'm doing the Fred Sanford. If you know what that means, you're an old guy. I'm doing with the Fred Sanford, Anyway, like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for your time. Subscribe to the channel via YouTube and hit the bell for notification, or you can subscribe to the channel via Subscribestar, which is $5 a month. It's in the description. The link is in the description. You can also follow me on Twitter. You can also send cash via the Cash App if you want, but always follow the hashtag 3Count commentaries to see what I'm up to. And I'll talk to you guys later.